It's now after Thanksgiving, and we have moved on to a different unit. We went from the water feature and pond unit into the woodworking deck construction unit. And this unit, we were mainly focusing on decks and their construction, their design, and how they work and how to make them essentially. But before we get into that, I wanted to show just a couple pictures about water features. This is a filter pad. It's a fresh, clean one that hasn't been in the water yet, and that's what goes into the skimmer box to filter out stuff. And you can see that there's a lot of surface area in it. It's all just little twined green plastic or something like that, and that's so that bacteria can grow on it, and it helps filter out the water, along with catch larger leaves and things like that. So there's that. There's also this flexible PVC pipe, which is used to funnel water, from the skimmer box up to the fountain or the top of the waterfall, or using the pump and things like that. And what's great about it is it's flexible, but it's not very flexible, so it's pretty much impossible to kink, which is nice, because if you have a kinked hose in a water feature, then things will burst and break and things like that. So it's a black material, and that has like looped PVC in it, so it's really durable, and like I said, it's really hard to kink. So that's used often in the industry. So now moving on to deck construction, we spent the start of the week just kind of talking about decks, their different parts. And what's really nice is our professor had built a little like scale deck, like a 1 inch equals 1 foot deck out of some wood, which is nice to help he built it to teach students about decks, and it's not quite finished, but it is nice, and it was helpful to learn. We just learned the different parts of a deck. So you have the deck itself with the decking on top, and that's just what you usually see and you walk on. Below that you have the joists, and those are the boards you can kind of see running right below the decking, and the joists sit on the beams, and there are usually only a couple beams in a deck. They're the really large ones that run across. They hold the joists up, and then have the posts, and then those are usually anchored in with footings, which is like the concrete footing to the post, and it holds the post along with the entire deck down onto the ground, and that's what also controls the elevation of the deck. And so we just learned the different parts. There's also railing and stairs, and we'll be getting more into how to design and the different things needed in order to figure out what wood to use, what size wood, how far apart to space the beams, the joists, what's the span of the wood you can use, because it's very specific. You can't just throw wood on there and expect it to hold up, especially if you have a lot of people on the deck, if there's a lot of parties, or if there's like a heavy dead load on it. So we'll kind of get into that more later in the week as we learn more about the design process, and then we'll get into designing kind of how we did with the lighting features as well as the water features. We'll practice on some designs, and then we'll have like a final project where we have to design a deck. So it should be fun, and thanks for watching.